Mitakoi oyesin, hello to all my relations. And this, I have realized, is number 3 in my series on death and living. My beloved friend Bill has just gone home to meet his maker. He had battled for almost 3 decades a noble fight against multiple sclerosis. And of course, it won. Of course, death wins. And for a long time, I mean, like I said, almost 30 years. And for 15 years, he was in a nursing home. And for the last several years, man, he was in bad shape. So I prayed for his death. I awaited his death. I was prepared for his death. So I thought, because his death came and I wasn't prepared at all. Bill has left this planet. He has gone on to join the choir invisible. The curtain has fallen. He is an ex-person. And I miss him dearly. And of course, with his death, I also think about and very much conscious of my brother Jim's death. Jim would have been 65 and Bill was 54. I don't speak of either of them in the past tense. They live on. We all know this. That, or at least we all say that the memory lives on, and those of us who are more aware or realize that they live on, that they leave their husk of a body behind on this planet, but they move on. I guess onward and upward, right? It's a trite thing to say. It's an obvious thing to say, but it actually deserves deeper consideration than this. Because the people that we leave behind, or actually I should say the people who leave us behind, well, it's not so much that their lives continue upon this earth. It is what we choose to remember about them, what we choose to value about them, that allows us continuation. All their events of their lives that we have shared with them and experienced with them, or even heard about, and those choices of how we want those memories, those moments to inform and inspire us. I'll give you just one example. Bill's eldest daughter, Alexandria, one day when she was young, she was out in the front yard. She says she doesn't remember why, but she had one socked foot and one barefoot. So Bill, looking through the window, comes out to the yard and asks her, "Hey, Alex, why?" And she says, "I don't know. Why don't you do it?" So Bill thinks about it for a fraction of a second, says yeah, goes back inside, takes off both shoes and a sock, goes outside, joins his daughter on the front yard, and then his wife Chris had observed this whole thing, and she goes out and she asks them, "Hey guys, why one socked foot and one barefoot?" And they replied in unison, "I don't know. Why don't you do it?" Now, I don't know Chris's response, but the point is, this is Bill. No past tense for him. This is Bill. This is the legacy, the humor that he leaves behind, a beautiful family, a beautiful approach toward life, even while he lay there dying, not being able to speak, not being able to move, everything being done for him, everything. He still smiled. That's what he did. He smiled. He was just pure joy. You know, and Bill made mistakes. Jim made huge mistakes, and I guess Bill made huge mistakes. Who cares? Again, it's what we decide to remember. It's what we decide to treasure. Bill and Jim and all those who have touched my lives, because the people who touch my lives, they're alive. And the people that I read about in the history books that have touched my life, did things while they were alive to bring meaning to my life. All these people. There's this grand, glorious, complex tapestry of that we weave and that we add to and that we build and design with premeditated forethought and simultaneously with absolute chaos. And yet somehow this all works. Somehow it informs and builds us, which by extension allows us to inform and build families, neighborhoods, communities, nations, a world. And as I say this, it occurs to me that this is the point of a finite life, isn't it? Because if life went on forever, if immortality was an everyday reality, where's our motivation to do things? I mean, for example, we can shoot up all we want because we're not going to die. And we can get to whatever project tomorrow, eternally tomorrow, because we're not going to die. The finitude? That can't be a word. I know infinitude. The finiteness of our lives gives us additional purpose, gives us motivation. So we choose these examples from other people's lives. And Bill and Jim and all these people, the people living, my wife, my son, my mother, my brother Dave, my friend Lee in California, Gabriel from Poland, my dear friend Gabriel, and so many others. They inform me, they inspire me, they stimulate me, they galvanize me, they instill me with grace and beauty and purpose. And so, yes, they live on forever. This message I leave with you. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Bill. And until next week, peace.